This is Carter Ministries, CEO Terry Carter speaking. We're going to talk about my series on Islam. We're going to talk about Islam and sex. Now, we have been reading notorious reports over in the United Kingdom of sex grooming, rapes and attacks occurring over there in Germany and in England and Ireland and Wales and different places that's being committed by Muslims. How do Muslims view sex? Okay. Muslims view sex as that if you, as a woman, dress without being covered up, that they have the right to rape you. Okay? And also, if you claim that she was raped, it has to be 4 witnesses. And reporting a rape under certain circumstances can result in you being killed, because they would use you as a prostitute. That's why I say that I said yesterday that Islam is a man's religion. It's all about man and his sexual desire is all it's about. Anyway, under Islamic law, if you're not dressed properly, they have the right to first come up to you and warn you and give you a chance to go change. Sometimes it happens. But anyway, they believe that they have this right to be the police of the world. Muslims are very jealous of their wives' beautiful looks. That's why you see them wearing the burqas and the hijab, and the only thing that you can see of the woman is looking through the eyes. They don't want other men, even looking at their wives. Okay, they don't want men even looking at their wives, because the wife is for them. Now, my question to the Islamic men is this: if you think that you have the right to just go out and rape women at will because they're not dressed properly, what does that say about your marital relationship? In marriage, sex is supposed to be a sanctified thing that happens between you and your wife. But yet, in Islam, which is a religion based on sex and fear, anyway, in Islam, a man can rape a woman just because she's not dressed right. Okay? So, Muslims don't sanctify marriage, because if it did, they would leave other women alone. And there's another thing about sex in Islam that's very disturbing. They believe that you can have sex with children. And just yesterday, it was recorded by one of the inmates in England that it is now permissible to have sex with a 9-year-old. And boys in Islam are allowed to have sex as young as 14. Okay. This is very disturbing because pedophilia is a large part of Islam's belief. It's just not girls either. Under Islamic law, if you are out doing jihad and there's no women around, you are allowed to use a boy. To place in place of the women. Now, if you was to watch the video on YouTube of the dancing boys of Pakistan, which I encourage you to watch this. It'll tell you a lot about the culture, right? Just having boys dress up as women and having sex with them, or having them perform a dance for you as a woman, and then having sex with them afterward, is a very common thing in Pakistan. I'm sure it happens in other Islamic countries too, but it's notorious in Pakistan. Now, Islam teaches that women are not to have sexual pleasure. Okay. In other words, even their wives aren't allowed to have sexual pleasure. So when the men do have their wives and they do have sex with them, the woman is not allowed to get pleasure from that. It's wham bam, thank you ma'am. There's no concern about the woman getting sexual fulfillment. Now, when a Muslim man decides that his wife is no longer usable for sex, they have what they call genital mutilation. That's what they sew up the vagina, sew it up completely, so you just have enough room to pee or to urinate. They also require this to be done of all women, including girls, young girls, until such time they want to have sex with them, and then they can have the sewing up of the vagina reversed, and then use her for sexual pleasure. Then when he's done, have it tied up again. Most sex in Islam, believe it or not, is anal sex. That's just the way it is. Like I said, the men are concerned about them getting their jollies out of sex. Okay? There's no concern for the woman as far as her having sexual pleasure. Prostitutes are killed. So, Islam is perhaps one of the most dangerous, I'm not going to call it a religion because it's not. It's one of the dangerous sects. It's a sect of Satanism. They can deny that if they want, but it is. But sex in Islam is just for their own interest. It is also taught in the Quran that you may have sex with animals. And it even recommends goats. So Muslim men are allowed to have sex with animals, but the animal has to be killed afterwards. But it's permissible in Islam. Okay. It's just Islam is bad altogether when it comes to sex. The problem that you face when we have Muslim immigrants coming to this country, sex crimes is going to go out over the roof. Just like they are in the United Kingdom. Your girl, your boy, can become a victim of an Islamist. Just by the way they dress. Okay? So be forewarned that when Islam gains control in America, your children are subject to rape. They've seen this over the United Kingdom and Germany. It just went off the scale since the Muslim immigrants has arrived. So this is another reason why it's very important that we stop the Muslim immigration into America, because our kids are going to pay the price. It's a satanic religion. Its members are demon possessed. They have no sense of, they have no morality about them. They're just a possessed people. To kill or to rape or to maim means nothing to them, because their souls have been seared by hate that they've been taught from the time that they was children. It's an enslavement. The few that get out of Islam are very lucky. Because Islam is a demonic enslavement. Okay. But anyway, sex is permissible with children in Islam. Women are not allowed to have sexual pleasure in Islam. It's just all around bad news. Okay. So we as Americans need to stop this Obama administration from allowing these immigrants into this country, and we need to stop the illegal sanctuary cities that Obama has set up. Islam is not a religion of peace. It's never been a religion of peace, and it never will be. Because the Quran is its book. The Quran is a book of violence. Anyway, that's all I have to say today. May God bless you, and we need to pray that God will bless America again. Thank you.